Hello, welcome to day 4 of lockdown EFT. And as we know, we have been tapping on various emotions. Uh, Today, what has come up is guilt. Now, guilt comes with its close friend called shame. Now, let's understand one thing that, at least from my perspective, I never do EFT for removing all my emotions out because I believe that each emotion is required in our life. It is here to direct us, it is here to guide us on the path as we walk the path of life. So, if we were to remove all the emotions, some of us, even I used to believe that only certain emotions are good, like happiness is good, being kind is good, compassion is good, calmness is good, but anger, no, I don't want anger, I don't want jealousy, I don't want guilt, I don't want sadness. But as we grow in life, we realize that it's like a platter, this emotions. All the emotions hold a rightful place and are required. If we were to imbalance it, like if I were to put a lot of happiness or a lot of compassion only on my platter, so it is going to imbalance it. I will have to let go of some other emotion from my existence, and that creates an imbalance, and I'm going to suffer. So that's why anything when we overdo, like we say that even a good thing, if you overdo it, can harm you. It's the same about emotions. All the emotions are good, they are neutral, they are necessary, but when we focus on one thing too much, whether it is what we call a good emotion or whether it is what we call a bad emotion, that's when the imbalance happens and we start suffering. So we tap to remove the emotion which has been which has become an overload on our system. Those emotions which we have made very sticky, they are still sticking, and they're not allowing us to look at life as free and easy. So that is the whole concept of doing something like a EFT or emotional freedom technique. So coming back to the topic of the day, guilt. Under the lockdown, what are the things that we feel guilty about? I personally sometimes feel guilty about not being able to do all the things that I used to feel that I didn't have time for. Now I'm stuck at home, I have all the time in the world, still I'm not doing them. So sometimes that guilt creeps in. Then there is, of course, this underlying guilt as a parent about not being the best parent. Now, there's not a single parent in this world who is not carrying some amount of something called the parental guilt. So, yes, I have that too. Then there is this guilt about our parents, about not calling them enough, about not, especially during these times, not calling up our relatives, not calling up our friends, all this guilt. Now, this particular topic, I read something yesterday that the entire world is going through a crisis. I am going through a crisis, you are going through a crisis, my family is going through a crisis. So, should I be thinking that I should wait for somebody to call me? Should I make that a mark for whether they care for me? That would tend to become a little bit narcissistic. So instead of expecting people to call, we should just be happy and make ourselves happy. Similarly, if we don't have the bandwidth to keep constant check on others, it's okay. We have to let go of that guilt too. Anyways, so coming back to the topic of the day once again. So let's just take a few moments to just tap in to all the kinds of guilt that you're currently feeling. Close your eyes for a moment. Think of all the guilt that you have accumulated over the last 1 month. Some guilt that has come in because of the situation that we are in. Some guilt that was always there. And for the purpose of this session today, I would like you to pick up one particular guilt that is the strongest. It helps to have a focus on one particular thing. Okay. Now, since you have picked up one guilt, try to measure it on a range of 0 to 10, with 0 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. On the scale, where is the intensity of the guilt today, right now? Just keep a mental check of it. And at the very end of the session, it would be a good idea after you put off this video to check back again. And if you feel the guilt is still on the higher side, you can do this whole video all over again. Okay, since you've got the rate at which your guilt stands right now, I would recommend that you take your glass of water, take a sip, hydrate yourself before we start the tapping. So the first step is to set it up. Setting it up involves tapping at the karate chop point. So we will start. So repeat after me. Tapping at your karate chop point. Even though I feel so guilty, I accept how I feel. And I choose not to fight it anymore. And I accept who I am and how I feel. Even though this guilt feels like it is consuming me, I completely love and accept myself anyways. Even though I feel like I did wrong, still I completely love and accept myself anyways. Wonderful. Now we go to the next step of acknowledging and accepting. So tapping at the eyebrows. I can't excuse myself for what I did. The side of the eyes. I should have behaved differently. Under the eye. I should have known better. Under the nose. This guilt is weighing me down. Under the chin. Irresponsible, careless. What should I call myself? On the collarbone with a knuckle. I keep feeling bad. Under the arms. I am punishing myself. And on the top of the head. This guilt keeps me in line. The eyebrow, this guilt. The side of the eyes, it is burning me up. Under the eye, it feels horrible. Under the nose, I feel horrible. On the chin, there's something wrong with me. On the collarbone, I am wrong under the arm. But I don't want to feel this way on the top of the head. I want this to go away. On the eyebrows again, this terrible guilt. The side of the eye, this burden of guilt. Under the eye, my shoulders feel so heavy. Under the nose, I can't seem to let this go. On the chin, I am so disappointed with myself. On the collarbone, I have been carrying this along for so long. Under the arm, how could I do something so wrong? The top of the head, this guilt feels so bad to my shoulders. The eyebrows, I feel so ashamed. On the side of the eyes, I am so angry with myself. Under the eye, for what? For doing what I did. Under the nose, what was going on in my head at that time? On the chin, I feel so ashamed, I hate myself. On the collarbone, wasn't I thinking clearly? Under the arm, I feel so guilty just thinking about it. On the top of the head, what a fool I made of myself. On the eyebrows again, did I really have to think all that? On the side of the eye, did I really have to take that action? Under the eye, I feel so ashamed to even tap on this issue. Under the nose, these feeling of deep shame. On the chin, they make me feel so small like a worm. The collarbone, that particular incident sure left me under the arm with lots of lessons to learn. On the top of the head, so I want to keep feeling ashamed. On the eyebrow, so that I'll remember not to do. The side of the eye, something so horrible ever again. Under the eye, what if I could keep the lessons? Under the nose, and let the shame go. On the chin, what if I could begin to see? On the collarbone, the other side of the story. Under the arm, what if I could begin to understand? On the top of the head, my motivations behind what I did. Wonderful. We finished the first step. So squeeze your wrist 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and say breathe. 2 more times. Peace. Peace. In the next step, we will tap in releasing statements. We'll start tapping from the eyebrows. I wonder if there's a lesson in there. On the side of the eye. And if I embrace that lesson, under the eye, the guilt will melt away. Under the nose, guilt is nothing but a call of my conscience. On the chin, to take the lessons and do better next time. On the collarbone, guilt is just a signal. Under the arm, it doesn't mean I have to loathe myself forever. On the top of the head, knowing this, I can let this guilt go now. On the eyebrows, I am letting go of some of it. Just a little bit maybe. On the side of the eye, I wonder why I am holding on to this guilt. Under the eye, how long am I supposed to carry this guilt around? Under the nose, what will happen if I let it go? I wonder. On the chin, what would change if I let this go? The collarbone, perhaps I'm being a little bit hard on myself. Under the arm, I still feel a little bad for what I did. Top of the head, but maybe I did the best I could. What else could I have done? The eyebrows. Okay, I'm open to letting this guilt go. Side of the eyes. I think it is safe for me right now to do so. Under the eye. I have held it for so long. I wonder if it would be easy to let it go. Under the nose. Yes, I can give it a try. On the chin, I am doing this now. The collarbone. I am letting this guilt go. To the arm. Slowly but steadily, I am letting this go. The top of the head. Yes, I am doing this right now. Squeeze your wrist 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath and out. Say peace. 2 more times. Peace. Peace. And we reach the last step. We'll tap in the positives. Yay! So, tapping on the eyebrows again. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. The side of the eye. Maybe I would have found it easier under the eye to forgive and forget if under the nose, if it was someone else who did something like this. That's so true. On the chin. So why is it so hard to forgive myself? The collarbone. Maybe that is what I learned early on. Under the arm. Maybe I have learned that that's the only way to evolve, by holding on to this guilt. Top of the head. To evolve into a human being who's good is holding on to this guilt and shaming myself. Oh my God. The eyebrows. But I shouldn't have to shame myself. I can do the right thing without shaming myself. Under the eye. I am a good person. Under the nose. Even with all my flaws and shortcomings, I am a good person. On the chin. And now I know. On the collarbone. That I was doing the best I could manage. Under the arm. Even if it feels like I'm falling short of doing the right thing. Top of the head. I am still a good person. The eyebrows again. I know I am truly sorry. Side of the eyes. So I accept my own apology. Under the eye. I choose to forgive myself unconditionally. Under the nose. I choose to keep all the lessons. On the chin. And to let go of pain and shame right now. On the collarbone. This feels so good. Under the arm. Yes, it does. Top of the head. I'm feeling so good about this whole thing right now. On the eyebrows. I am choosing to forgive myself at last. The side of the eyes. I am grateful for all this coming to my attention right now. Under the eyes. I can accept that this guilt is now in the past. Under the nose. And keeping it in the present is not useful. On the chin. Perfection doesn't exist for anyone, not even me. On the collarbone. I choose to breathe easy, and that's okay. I'm allowed to breathe easy. Under the arms. It feels so good to be free at last. The top of the head. I am now calm and confident in body, mind, and spirit. And so it is. Squeeze your wrist 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath. And out. And say peace. 2 more times. Peace. Peace. Ooh, that felt so good. So we will be back tomorrow again with another round of EFT, another emotion. If it's something that you want me to cover, please put a comment below this video and we will cover it as far as possible. See you. Bye-bye.